Hi, this is Mo. I'm a nurse from the Education Operations Center.
And I'm Anna. I'm the School Counseling Fellow at the Rhode Island Department of Education. And welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. Today, Mo is going to interview Captain Chad Hennings, the commanding officer at the Naval Undersea Warfare Center, Division Newport.
Captain Hennings has served in the U.S. Navy for over 25 years, with 2 tours as a submarine commander.
I hope you enjoy the interview.
Hello, Captain. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Sir, I've read your bio. It looked like you had different sea tours. You have led countless of men, thousands of men, as a matter of fact. How difficult it is to be a leader in today's society, given the pandemic that is going on?
Typically, when you assume a position, you meet people, you get to look them in the eye, you get to shake their hands, you get to have off-topic conversations that aren't necessarily about work. And it's been tough, not having those conversations with people and being able to connect with them, more on that human level and kind of less on the business level.
And sir, I've heard that you have a big family. How has the whole pandemic affecting your kids, and how are you coping with all of that?
Yeah, it's been tough. I mean, I came here, the kids finished school. I have an 18-year-old son who graduated this past May. He didn't get to go to the big commencement ceremony. Before this all kind of came out, the plan was I was going to come down up here, I was going to relieve, go home for a weekend to see his graduation. That didn't happen. He got to go into the empty lobby at school, walk across a stage on video with no one there, and my wife took some pictures. In other areas, it's been tough on some of the kids with, they're not playing the sports they used to. I'm not watching them. Again, I've got a son that plays hockey. That's not happening at all this year. So it's been tough, and it's been kind of tough on trying to get some other outlets for them to do during this time.
How is this pandemic affecting you as a man? Any tough particular moments that you've gone through that you remember that you want to share with the audience?
The toughest thing has been the separation overall. Normally I'd be able to go visit family in South Carolina. It's been tough because I think, when the stress kind of hits you, it's important to have somebody to vent to. My wife does a lot of listening to Chad Hennings vent about things, because everyone during those moments, I think, has periods where your mind you get really emotional about something that's going on. And that's not the time to come in as a leader and talk about those things to the people you work with. So I'm able to talk to my wife about that. I think it's important to have somebody to vent to.
And sir, we're always fighting. We always see we're always looking at the enemy. And now the common enemy that we're all facing is this virus. Do you have any particular message for all the leaders who are struggling, for all the parents, for all the educators, and even the kids who are struggling at that time?
My radar kind of goes up when there's leaders out there that think they kind of have all the answers. I kind of like when leaders come a little bit with a humility to a decision. It's okay to make firm decisions, but when you kind of come and make a decision that you said is just so firm that if you question it, you can't be in the right. Like I said, these are very complex issues that even a lot of experts, I don't think, have the answer 100% of the time. So I would say it's okay to feel anxious and stressed sometimes as you're dealing with this stuff. And I think people, who work for you and work with you understand that, and I think they respect that when you show that human side that you're struggling with these decisions as well.
Sir, you've commanded 2 submarines in your naval career. How does that prepare you for this particular situation?
Having to make those calls that aren't in a book where, there's a piece of equipment that hasn't failed yet, but it looks like it might be about to fail, and that it's pretty important to keep the crew safe. And those are the things, like when you're at sea, that can kind of gnaw at you a lot of times. And what I found there was I had a lot of things even there that were muscle memory for me. I would shine my shoes in my stateroom. That was kind of this, I don't know, it was for me it was a task that I could just almost mindlessly do. It kind of calm my head down, just the repetition of doing that. In this environment, I put a basketball hoop up in my garage, or in my driveway, I should say, and You know, when I see the news and something starts to stress me out, I just go out and that repetition of just, you know, shooting the ball at the hoop, you know, just helps kind of put my mind at ease.
Sir, are there any particular guidelines that you follow at home to keep yourself and your family safe?
I think it's important to follow the same guidelines at home that you do at work. At home, you know, no one's watching, so it's important to still follow the guidelines. The thing that keeps us kind of safe at work is gonna, you know, as we're all in this together, is gonna keep us safe at home.
Once again, sir, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us for this podcast and for this episode. It's been a pleasure having you, and we wish you well.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure as well.
Thank you, sir.
Mo, I really enjoyed that interview. And it really struck me when the captain talked about how he went to shoot hoops when he was stressed. I think we can all find something like that for ourselves.
It was an interesting conversation. From my perspective, it was just cool to meet up a submarine commander. Hope you guys enjoyed the interview as well. Please stay tuned for our next episode of Wellness Wednesday.
We offer resiliency training as well as other resources to educators. To find out more, you can reach our team at 401-277-1440 by email at Outreach Rhode Island or at our website, backtoschoolrhodeisland.com. We are here to help.